Well, good evening to you. How are you this wonderful Tuesday evening? It's good to see you all. It's good to be seen by you all. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful one. I, of course, am your happy, hairy, humble host, Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver. That's me. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. It's good to see you. If you're old to the channel, welcome. It's good to see you back. But regardless, thank you all very much for being here. So we had a lot of fun last night. We had the Dungeon Minister on. We talked about Dungeon Minister stuff, what's going on with his channel, and some fun stuff that he got up to when he was just a dungeon altar boy. Yeah, that's right. Hello, Ricky. See you soon. Greetings. Lots of chat going on there in the chat, in the pre-show chat. That's awesome. Thank you all very much for being here. I thank you all for being here a lot. Anyway, time to plug Dungeon Minister's channel. Yes, I am a rising tide raises all boats kind of guys. And just because it was last night that he was on doesn't mean that you shouldn't also check out the Dungeon Minister tonight. If you have a product, a website, a channel, something like that, anything that is classic D&D related, classic D&D centric, classic D&D orbital, then please, by all means, if you want to discuss it on a live stream, hit me up. We'll talk. We can get you on. We do guests round these parts. But tonight it's just us. This is you and me. It's just us. And we're gonna jump back into S4 here in just a little bit. We're gonna talk about that. And then, of course, at 8:30, if you're not familiar with what we do around here, if you're a new subscriber, at 8:30, we're going to be playing some first edition advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And I am pretty excited about that, and I hope you are too. Because we got miniatures, we got Dwarven Forge, we got the whole schmear out there, boys and girls. And it's gonna look awesome. Okay? I don't like to brag. I take that back. I do like to brag quite a bit. It's going to look awesome. So I'll have a group here in a little bit, and we'll be playing some AD&D. Speaking of things that are upcoming, now not this week. It's a little sudden. But I know you guys love the live stream. The metrics say you love the Let's Play lives. Okay? You love the classic role-playing game stuff. So when my co-host on Wednesday nights, Kyle Schuant, came to me and he said, what do you think of playing some classic Traveler or some Conflict on Wednesday nights? And I'll run it. Not all meaning me, all meaning him. I'm being him right now. But I can't do a good Australian accent, so you'll just have to imagine. I said, that sounds like a hell of a good idea. So, it's not going to be this solo stuff, though. We are looking for people who can play and wish to play Classic Traveler or Kyle's Conflict game, which is a game of modern warfare, on Wednesday nights. I'll let you know more details as they come along. But that's coming real soon. So, folks, we're going to have 3 Let's Plays nights a week. Monday, I'm going to be gabbing. Thursday, I'm going to be gabbing. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going to have AD&D, Conflict or Classic Traveler, and Classic Gamma World. Are you guys excited? I'm excited about it. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in doing, something you'd be interested in participating in, you can reach out to me on social media. We got a Discord going. You can leave a message in YouTube under videos and whatnot. I see those, believe it or not. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. You might have to bring your 2d6. I don't know. Kyle will let you know. But anyway, so that is coming up. Like I said, we're not jumping off first thing this week. I got kind of a notion. I got an idea. I think Kyle and I may take out our knives and forks and take something apart tomorrow, but I'll talk to him about it. Hey, no pressure, Jack. No pressure to anyone. Nachos are best with guac, by the way. Just saying, they're best with guac. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow night, and then Thursday night we'll roll up and dig more into S4. And don't worry, we're gonna be talking about that tonight too. We're gonna be talking about Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth tonight and on Thursday night. And then Friday night, more Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth, or we might have gotten over it and into its sequel and ancillary addendum. It's DLC, if you will, because there is something that I bet I would wager even the most diehard one of you out there probably don't know about, that Gary wrote for S4, but he had to be very wink and a nod, very or however you do that, about the supplementary piece. And I'm going to hold that as a surprise. You already know about it, but what it is, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to be here. Okay? You're going to have to be here. I'm not just going to tell you now. You got to watch that when it comes. So we're going to have some fun with that. But let's, without further ado, because there's been too much ado, we're up to our necks in ado. I stepped in a steaming pile of ado getting to this point. So without any more of that, let's just jump right in to S4 where we left off. Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth. And folks, I've said it once and I'll say it again. It is without a doubt one of the greatest adventure modules Gary ever wrote. Now, if you're just coming into the show, and we've gotten a few subs since last time, and you haven't caught up with the series, and I understand that, S4 was originally created as a tournament module for WinterCon 5, Detroit Metro Games sponsored WinterCon 5. The maps, and I would say probably 75% of the encounters within the dungeon itself are more or less the same. But where they are different, there are big differences. And so we're going to look into it right now. So let's open up Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth and talk about some of the nastiness that is therein. Just kind of scrolling up a little bit. As we left off last week, you know what? Let me share this with you guys. Let me put this up on the screen. So we're going to share screen. StreamYard really wants you to be sure you want to share that screen, which I guess is good. I won't accidentally show you guys my secret plans for world domination or anything like that. You'll only find out about that when the stealth bombers are flying over. Oops, I've said too much. So last week we talked about the dimensional teleportation room that sends you off into weird areas that are really difficult to DM because you wind up potentially with a split party, a party that is split out in such a way that they can't help each other. Like one person goes through, roll a d4, they end up in the Minotaur Labyrinth by themselves. The next person goes through, roll a d4, they end up in the weird pentacle prison with the force fields, and you can hover up and touch the one on top, and then it randomly teleports you, or you can break out, but you're still stuck in that dimension. The next person goes through, they wind up fighting the automated suits of armor. The next person goes through, they wind up in the Canyon of the Centaurs. It can literally go like that, and you're kind of juggling it around and trying to keep everybody on track. It can be a real mess. My advice to you, unless you're the type of guy who can go in and fire up 4 chainsaws and start throwing them in the air, and some jagged bits of glass and chicken's eggs and fine china, and keep it all in the air without breaking it, cutting off your own arms, or anything else, then don't, if that's you, don't worry about this. You can probably do this. But otherwise, I would say the first person that goes through, trigger a teleport trap and put everybody in the same place at the same time. That's my advice. Vincent asks, the S series stand for special, the module specials that were used during conventions. Some of them were, but some of them were not. S1, of course, was debuted at Origins. S2 was just something that was submitted as like, hey, I write awesome stuff. Here's an example. Here's like a smorgasbord of awesome ideas that I've come up with. And Gary said, that's cool. You're hired. We'll publish this too. And he was like, well, wait, that was Law Schick who did that, I believe. S3, again, an Origins tournament module, and S4, WinterCon 5 Detroit Metro Games. Is there a gateway that leads to the halls of the Mount King? And if so, does madness reign there? You could certainly do that. There's room in the module for it. So those are the magic rooms, and we kind of covered those. More new beasts, guys. More new beasts in case you didn't have enough. And this is leading up to the other half of the module and why it's so awesome. And that is the Chesmi, the Fly Demons. I had a lot of fun with those. Some William Burroughs-esque / Lovecraftian horrors. Basically, housefly is about the size of a person, but with a wicked person's face on them. They drink blood and eat flesh and can cause your characters to fall into a catalepsy. Very bad news. We have a trapper here, which, if you recall, was in the original module also. 2 ropers in a pillared cavern. Come and knock on our door. A hill giant with a giant beetle. Couple of shambling mounds, which I don't think... There was something equally nasty here, but I don't recall as they were shambling mounds in the original module. Now we have the horrid Dracolisk, which I think is just a green dragon. There's a lot of dragons in this module. This module, if you're one of those DMs who's like, man, I don't publish modules, they don't have enough dragons in them, man. Gary brought the dragons and dragon-like beings. We got a blue dragon outside. We got to be here. We've got a Gorgamera, which is dragon-like enough. I mean, a red dragon head attached to it. And then we got the Dracolisk. Again, new to this module. If you're just grabbing this for the first time in 81, this is blowing you away because this is another new monster. And the Dracolisk has an appropriately awesome amount of treasure. So he's got his black dragon breath and his basilisk turned to stone gaze going on. But he's got a huge pile of treasure, wand of magic missiles, all sorts of craziness going on in there. Love the Dracolisk. And yes, he is statted up. Well, I mean, he's statted up here, but we do get a full breakdown on him. If you're starting to get the idea that at the end of this module, there's effectively a mini monster manual supplement, you're right, or you've been reading ahead. But let's go on. So the Antipathy Sympathy Cave, the Grotto of the Demon Idol. And I love this because this is one, like, if I was doing trivia and I said, where in Dungeons and Dragons does the Demon Idol that is on the cover of the player's handbook appear as an adventure locale? You can either say in L3, Deep Dwarven Delve, which at the time of this publication didn't exist. This was the only extant version of it. Robert Phillips asked, Traveler character is going to die while they're being created. Yes, that can happen. Greetings, Dungeon Minister. But anyway, so here is the Demon Idol. Now, listen to this description. Listen to this description and tell me. This curving place has only one feature, which is peculiar. A huge stone idol 10 feet tall and very broad. It is roughly chiseled into the shape of a type 4 demon. Its eyes glitter a fiery color due to inset gems. To either side of it are strangely shaped copper weapons. One is similar to Fauchar Fork. The other is a large sword with a wavy blade and leafed tip. Each rests in a brass stand. And it's a stone golem that can jack you up. Basically, it's a trap to try and get you to waste your weapons. But let's look here. So let's go over to the Monster Manual, or as it was published in Mexico, the Monster Manual. On the one hand, I'm not very proud of that joke. On the other hand, I'm very proud of that joke. Oops, that's devils. We need demons. So you could maybe make the case with the gem eyes that this and the player's handbook cover is that. I think this is a premium one, but I think there's still enough. That this and this could kind of be the same thing, but I just think the fact that it's called the Demon Idol and it has gem eyes leads me to think that Gary was definitely going for a thing there. Published in Barcelona, there you go. Or Madrid. Hey guys, all that talk of Don Knotts, y'all need to nip that in the bud. Nip it in the bud, Andy. All right. So the Demon Idol tries to con players into leaving a weapon and taking a weapon. The weapons they take are worthless. They are fake illusions. And of course, they lose their weapons that they put in there. All treasure in the place is illusory, and the copper weapons are absolutely useless against a golem or just about anything else due to the soft metal of their blades. The golem's jacinth eyes are the only valuables in the entire cavern. Hail Michael Connor unbreaded. So that's one of the nastier traps. Although I think personally, when it comes to just in terms of fights, there's the Bodak, the horrible death-gazing Bodak. The Behir is pretty nasty. Although for all of the nonsense about the lightning bolt, I think that's only once a day that it can breathe lightning. No, I would say the Dracolisk is probably the worst. You know, he's got an acid breath weapon of 55 hit points, save for half, but then all of your stuff has to make a save versus being destroyed. And it can turn you to stone. I mean, the Dracolisk is just bad news all the way around. And so finally we come to the Great Iron Doors, which is, for players, is almost as frustrating as the dimensional shift room is for dungeon masters. I've had players almost give up on this dungeon because of these doors, but let me tell you about these. You see a pair of riveted iron valves. Each door is 9 feet wide and 21 feet tall. From the look of the hinges set into the stone, each of these great doors must be at least a foot thick. On each valve are many leering demon visages in bronze. Weird symbols form a crabbed tracery around the border of each great iron portal. In the center of each is a plaque with the following runes. Igwil's treasure rests within, her curse on any who disturb it. Seek no further to steal it, nor to free she who is prisoned here. For a fate worse than death is sure to come to those fools who violate this circumscribed place. And they open outwards. Now, there's, let's look at the map real quick for that. These are in the greater caverns. So basically what's got to happen with this trap is there's 5 sets of these doors. They're here. If you see the 19, there's 5 sets of those doors. When characters open them, and it takes some doing to open them, and go down these halls, as soon as they open the inner doors, they get a faint glimpse of glowing white light within. And then they're teleported to locations A, B, C, D, E, and F. A, B, C, D, E. Or is it to F? No, it's to F. Yeah, because there's 6, right? So A, B, C, D, E, and F. When they try to open the inner doors, and they're labeled accordingly here. And if they haven't explored these areas or carefully marked these caves, they wind up in a place that they don't know where to go. And so you can have some real fun with if you're doing a map on the table with markers, or even with Dwarven Forge, you just either wipe away everything that was on the battle mat, or you cover everything back up with black cloths. So the players have to find their way back around. And what they have to do, and it's in no particular order, but each set of doors, both outer and inner, has to be opened one time. So they have to get teleported 6 times, and when they come back, and it can be to any set of doors, then they can open the inner sphere. Battletech fans, that's not what you mean. They're not about to find a Warhammer or a Marauder. Sorry. That's just, I gotta break your hearts. That ain't it. So 6 times, and then they can crack the door open. As it says in the poem, if they paid attention to the graven glyphs, which they might have screwed up because they weren't paying attention to you, randomly sent to find a way back to a different iron door, and a 7th time, and you may stay and seek the glowing prize no more. So if your party was paying attention and they didn't lose this because it disappeared, then there's a chance here that they may go, oh, we just have to open each set of iron doors one time. Ladies. All right. So let's zip back down to that, and we're going to see what is here. Now, up next, and this is very nice. These iron doors that Jeff Easley did, and that sort of thing. And I would have to imagine that a thief climbed up and stuck that torch up there like a stogie in the ornamental mouth. What's coming next is hands down one of the most beautiful. I don't mean, that's cool, that's rad. There's a lot of cool and rad art in AD&D, but in terms of sheer artistic beauty, like, this pleases the eye. I would have a framed print of that just somewhere in my house, not like, oh yeah, on the wall here in the man cave. No. This picture of Igwulf's prize is absolutely undeniably one of the greatest pieces of art created for D&D. You know it, and I know it, and of course it is Drelsna lying on the slab, whose lot was hunger tragic. And she lays there in her black gold chased armor, helmet at her head, the quillions below her breasts, the two-handed sword lying across her body, or lying down her body there, and then all the treasures lying around it. Wrong. Warduke has Drelsna's helmet. Although the idea that she took it from him rather than he took it from her is a little bit more appealing. So the inner sphere, and this is such a sumptuously described area. I know we rail on box text a lot, but this is really, really, really well written by Gary here. So I'm going to give it its full due before we launch into talking about what this really is. And I'm sure you can probably yourselves suss out that this is not just, some martial sleeping beauty that you can awaken and charm. Quite the opposite, but nonetheless. The room beyond the door is brightly lit. You step through the door onto a ledge of green serpentine. A decorative open-work screen stands at the end of the ledge. You see that other doors open onto ledges like the one on which you stand, each with its own screen. The chamber is spherical, and the doors and ledges are symmetrically arranged along the equator of the sphere. The upper hemisphere forms a dome of lapis lazuli, as dark as the night sky at the top, as pale as a twilight horizon at the equator. The lower hemisphere is of serpentine, pale green at the equator, deep green at the bottom of the bowl. The sides of the sphere are perfectly smooth and look as if they cannot be climbed or walked on. Your screen is carved from rare wood and inlaid with ivory and mother of pearl. Through the openings in its intricate carvings, you see a jeweled lanthorn on a gold chain hanging from the center of the dome. Within the lanthorn, a steady amber flame burns. Its light is magnified by crystal lenses set in the framework of the lanthorn. The warm and comforting light from this lanthorn makes the very air seem to dance with motes of sunlight and moonlight combined. The lanthorn hangs above a broad stone dais. Atop the dais is a block of rose-colored marble, 6 feet long, 3 feet wide, and 3 feet high. On the dais surrounding the marble block are small carpets and a pair of beautifully fashioned stands upon which rest rare porcelain vessels. At the foot of the marble block is a low table with a crystal bowl filled with a rainbow of gems. At the head of the block is a silver tripod with a small brazier, which emits a tiny plume of sweet-smelling smoke. Atop the marble block is a slab of white alabaster, inlaid with gold sigils, moons, stars, and strange symbols. A woman sleeps on the alabaster slab. The sleeping maiden is armored from toe to neck in gold-chased plate mail. A long bastard sword is atop her body, its quillions below her breasts, its point near her feet. The woman's gauntleted hands are crossed over the sword's pommel. Her pale face seems composed. Her lips are bright red, and her raven-hued tresses are lustrous. A helmet with plumes as black as the maid's hair rests on the slab just above her head. If you wish to investigate further, you must either slide down the smooth sides of the sphere or use some form of magic to move through the air where the warrior maid lies. Now, anyone familiar with a Gygaxian dungeon crawl, all of your alarms should be going off. This should be Amber Alert, phone screaming and vibrating levels of ungood here. But it is beautiful enough. Michael Connor says, those hips? What about her hips? Dude, she's gorgeous. I should point out, Jeff Easley did a standing drawing of her where she just kind of casually gazing on a party that has entered her domain, and it is lovely also. You should seek that out. But yes, all of your alarms should be going off because as the red lips, remember, Tsojcanth, red hooked mouth, red lips, vampire fangs. The sleeping warrior maid is a fighter vampire, armor class -3, magic armor, 4 due to dexterity, moves 12-18, 13th level fighter, 96 hit points, 1d6 plus 4. I think that's what that's supposed to be. She charms at -2 to save. She can summon bats or rats. I would just make it bats because of what's in the case. Brodo, I would dare say probably that is more than a little bit of correct guess on your part. Gary probably drew heavily from Howard with this, but she is Igwil's treasure and a guardian of the dead Archmage's wealth. Dead. She rests in a form of stasis until a black door is opened a 7th time. Drelsna will then awaken and be fully aware, but she will remain still until someone enters the chamber. She'll sit up slowly, pass a hand across her brow as if coming out of a strange coma, and then blink her eyes open. When she sees the party, she will smile sweetly and welcome her rescuers, using a vampiric charm on each member of the party. She will then attempt to charm as many persons as possible before the whole party comes down into the lower portion of the sphere. As soon as a lawful good cleric comes within 10 feet of her, Drelsna's sword will spring into her hands and she will smite the cleric. She has a bonus of +2 to hit and +4 to damage with weapons due to strength. And her sword is a chaotic evil bastard sword, +4, intelligence 17, ego 20. It's a special purpose to slay lawful good clerics. Any cleric struck by it must save versus paralyzation or be paralyzed for 1 to 4 rounds. The sword has the following powers: detect good, detect magic, detect invisibility, flying. The sword can communicate telepathically, read languages, read magic, speak common, hill giant, minotaur, and chaotic evil. She wears plate +2 and slippers of spider climbing. And then it talks about how she will use her slippers of spider climbing to run around the inside of the sphere, hacking away. Yeah. Oh, no woman is perfect, but the vampire thing is an issue. But yeah, you lean down, she looks up, she smiles, she charms you, and you just figure, I've had a good run. Now, a particularly nasty trap about this is, remember, all this tapers down into a bowl at the bottom. Party members will be unable to stand anywhere except on the ledges before the 6 inner doors or on the 3-foot wide dais at the base of the marble block. In the latter case, 2 characters can stand on either of the long slides and 1 at each end. In melee, damage to the various treasure items will occur. Make sure that you note this. And then it notes all the stuff. I would say that at this point, destruction of the folding screens, the carpets, the inlaid stands, the porcelain vessels, the table, the crystal bowl, the tripod, and the brazier. I would say everything in here that is not the gems, the lantern, and the chain that the lantern's hanging on, it's a foregone conclusion it's going to be destroyed. And unless your party just carefully moves one of the screens back, leans over and fires some horrifically powerful spell exactly at her because they know what she is. So you can get the wondrous lantern. But also, just in case you were getting bored with the lack of encountering new stuff, is this smite as the paladin ability? No, she just strikes you. It's just the sword. It's the nature of the sword. The sword is designed to kill lawful good clerics. So, sorry, just parched. So yeah, a lawful good cleric that gets stabbed by the sword has to say versus paralysis. And I would dare say, given the sword, is probably encouraging her just to stab a now paralyzed character over and over and over again, which of course, someone who is paralyzed, held, unconscious or whatever, they just take max damage every attack. So given her strength, given the sword, and all other things, if she hits your lawful good cleric, they're going to die in short order if they fail that first save versus paralysis. We have the prison of Zaggig. That's right. We have a little magical metal cage that cannot be broken open, cannot be forced open. It is stuffed with gems and jewelry. And as soon as it's touched, we have another new magical creature, the weird Zaggig. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. Assuming you survive it, if you pull out the secret inner base in the bottom and stop Drelsner from reforming if she hasn't been forced to flee the inner sphere completely by a turn, yeah, the inner tray block weighs 6,000 pounds. So that's all 6 people who can fit under there somehow managing to pry it out. You get the Demonomicon of Igwilv, which is just a fun word to say. Rich Lopez, if you're out there, your next Bards of Greyhawk album has got to be called the Demonomicon of Igwilv. I'm just saying. A manual of bodily health, a manual of gainful exercise, quickness of action, tome of clear thought, tome of leadership and influence, a tome of understanding. And if you fart around with the Demonomicon, a Zaggig shows up. So you had a Zaggya, now you get a Zaggig, and we'll look at what they do. But if they're both in the room at the same time, when you open it, they collide, and there's an explosion for 12 plus 2d6 points of damage. And if this happens, the books and all other magical items within range must save versus lightning or be destroyed. I would exempt Daoud's Wondrous Lanthorn just because it is artifact level. But when you get down to that point, I'm sorry, the explosion is 4d6 plus 24 points of damage when they collide. 4d6 plus 24. Everybody's going to burn. Let the lawful good cleric get the sword? No. I mean, if I'm DMing and the players do it, that's up to them, but... So we have a fantastic adventure here, guys. But it ain't over. Oh, maybe your party's defeated Drells now. Maybe they've got the tomes. It's not over. Anybody who snags the Demonomicon, anybody who snags that, the Zaggig shows up when they pick it up. When they open it, a demon shows up. The second time they open it, a demon shows up, and thereafter, they're cursed. The Demonomicon is not to be toyed with idly. No, I know, Luther. I'm just... And here we have the characters from the original convention module. That's right. Cathartic, Ethelried, Fleming, Dunhill, Westlock, and Hockerbrecht make their returns. But also, if you need a couple of characters to bolster that, we have two more, Aroken and Benedict. Another convenient chart. Individual character cards, so on and etc. But guess what, guys? We're not done with this. This might be the last S module, but there is more to this module than meets the eye. And we're gonna talk about that in depth when we get to it. But let's look at the stuff that gets added to the end of Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth. It's 70 pages long. We're only on page 38 of this module, guys. So we have new monsters, bats. We have normal, and we have the Mobat. Which Mobat actually, I think, is Mobile Battalion Anti-Tank. The Mobat was like a recoilless rifle, a highly portable recoilless rifle. But anyway, those are the ones that screech and stun. It does have its own monster manual. The bee here, this is not a great scan, so this guy basically just looks like he is completely blackened. But trust me, the one on the cover of the module, much nicer looking. So the bee here has a breath weapon of lightning, 4d6 plus 24. Doesn't that sound familiar? Of a lightning bolt, save as breath weapon for half. No treasure. It might have a gemstone in its gizzard, which the one in the module Lud does. But this thing can constrict on you, so it'll do constriction damage, and then claw you for 6 1d6 attacks automatically. The bee here is bad news, and I love it. There he is ingesting an unfortunate character. Oh yeah, there's a chance they can swallow an unmodified roll of 4 above they're required to hit. They swallow them. We have the Bodak, which is a demonic creature. Evil humans changed into monsters by exposure to the demonic forces and substances of the abyss. Their muscular bodies are hairless and sexless with dark gray pearly skin. Their heads are long with oddly distorted features. Their eyes are milky white ovals. Bodaks speak all demonic languages, but remember few words of human speech. They are very rare because they remain on the abyssal planes except when called forth to serve by a foolish and evil magic user. At certain times, Bodaks can take control of the evil magic user summoning it, as explained below. I would dare say that Igwil probably didn't have a problem. Just, you, come here, sit in this cave. We got cave crickets. The bee here is based on a monster from Scottish folklore. Brodo, I did not know that. That is a great piece of information. It's not the Loigor, is it? No, the Loigor is Welsh. But it is called Lud with 2 L's. That kind of fits the Scottish sorts of things. Great. And now I'm hearing that in Mick from, I can't remember the actor's name all of a sudden, but Rocky's trainer, Mickey. You got to eat adventures and crap lightning. So we got giant cave crickets, the cave morays. When a monster inside bites you on the thigh, it's a moray. Be a theory. I love it. See that I have the smartest audience in all of YouTube live streaming. I really do, because you guys like bring that info all the time. I love it. Thank you, Brodo. Burgess Meredith, Praxis. See, what did I just say? I got the smartest viewers. Thank you, Praxis. And then there's stuff in here that just not even in the module. Cushy, Elven dogs. The size of the largest dogs, 165 to 210 pounds, huge, heavily kneeled paws and a curled tail held over their back. They're normally found with Sylvan or Valley elves. Their coloration, they can camouflage themselves. We have crystal ooze, a variety of gray ooze. See, I don't know. I think maybe the slithering tracker and the crystal ooze are, I mean, pick one. Pick one. The Dow, of course. And now, interestingly, if you remember all the way back, S1, who was the bad guy? You all know it, Acererak. Here are the stats for the Demi Lich. There's no Demi Lich in this module, but we have the Demi Lich right there. And it's got new stats here. I'm not crazy about those. Semi-demons, half-demons. Oh, the party's fighter wants to have a fling with a succubus. Wait till she shows up and wants to move in with you because mom's a bitch. Aloe demons appear quite human with vestigial horns and small bat-like wings. They're rumored to be the offspring of succubi and humans. As such, they are rarely encountered. Again, no aloe demons in the module, but we're getting aloe demons here. The Mississippi Leghound. And then we have a new demon lord. That's right. We have a new demon prince here, Baphomet. Or Baphomet, excuse. I said Baphomet when I was a kid. Is it Baphomet or Baphomet? Alimony to a succubus is hell. No, alimony to a succubus is the abyss. Alimony to an Arrhenius is hell. There the Chesmi statted out. Now this guy here, he's got some great Greyhawk lore going. Fraz Erblu. Fraz Erblu was imprisoned in Castle Greyhawk for a while and is one of the reasons why Arak's cousin is so keen to never die, because when he does, he's going to be dragged into the abyss due to a deal he made with Fraz Erblu. The Dretch are here. Again, there's a lot of creatures here that are not listed in the module. They don't show up in the module, but we're getting new stuff to use here. Grazd, who is he is actually Drelsna's stepdad. And I think probably the reason he's listed here is for a while, he was on the verge of defeating, I think it may have been Orcus. I could be wrong about that. If somebody with deeper Greyhawk lore knows, you can pop in and say something to me about it. But she just forcibly gated him in, and using some spells, which we're going to talk about. By basically using some very powerful spells, she dominated him in both the just basic sense of, you're in my power and I'm going to make you do what I want, and the other way that I can't really go into because I'll get demonetized. But and that's how we wound up with the Cambion Demon Lord Ayuz, was the result of that union. And he eventually, to get away from, admittedly, at the time probably insanely beautiful Igwilf, he eventually killed himself to destroy his physical form on the prime material plane so he could go back to the abyss. Somebody once said, and I normally, I don't get into the weeb stuff, but I saw the interrelationship between Grazd and Igwilf as being a Sunder relationship, and as I understand the term, very much so. They have a love-hate relationship. Now, this guy, I know, Cushy, actually comes from Russian myth. He is, I'm going to mispronounce this, Koshikai or Kosheki. I know I'm messing that up, but there is basically an evil fighter or wizard being, male being of Russian myth, and that's where our next demon lord comes from. Although he's a bit of a pushover. I mean, if you're going to talk about fighting demons, he's not quite the same somewhat defeatable level as Loth, but he is not. He's no Demogorgon. And then we have Rudderkin, which are very low level minor demons, just 5 hit dice, not terribly magical resistant. Yeah, 40%. Kosheki the Deathless. Yes, that is where this guy comes from. He is kind of the ultimate manifestation of Kosheki the Deathless. Darrow, I say, a fun addition. And then the Dracolisk, of course, we saw the Dracolisk. Valley Elves. Yeah, I know. Make all your Frank Zappa jokes there. Fomorian Giants, the Gorgamera, the Mareed, the Margoyle, which are just wingless gargoyles. Olive Slime, which is horrible all by itself. The Peck, which are decent enough fellows as long as you don't get in the way of their mining. Deadly puddings. Like Gary, black pudding wasn't deadly. Anyway, you got brown, dun, and white puddings. They're varieties of black puddings. A brown pudding is just a swamp black pudding. Dun is what you find in deserts, and white you would find in obviously cold dwelling settings. Very funny, Lord Coriana. Praxis, rather. Marine trolls, scrags, you got those. Slime creatures, which is what happens when you get all of slime on you. And then finally, the wolf weir. The wolf weir is listed in here. And then we get to the Zaggig and Zaggig. And if you think, hey, is that just Gary like scrambling up his own name again for something in D&D? Yes, it is. That is exactly what he's doing. New magical items. Rainbow hues, which is so weird. This potion allows the drinker to turn any color or combination of colors after concentrating for one segment, thus being effectively camouflaged. Vitality. New miscellaneous magic items. Got a long tooth dagger, which work well for halflings. The horn of fog. Slippers of spider climbing. Lens of detection. And Daoud's wondrous lanthorn, which is much more fully explained here than it is in the tournament module. As we're kind of getting on towards D&D time-wise, I think we're going to not launch into discussing the Lantern or the Demonomicon just yet. Darrow detrimental robots are underground beings from Richard Shaver books from the 1940s. Did not know that. See what I say? Most intelligent YouTube audience in all the land. So let's see here. Let us see. Yeah, so we're going to pause there. And before we get into the D&D game, and again, if you're new, if you're just coming by the channel for the first time, whether you saw this pop up on Twitter or YouTube, or you saw me post the link up over on the Reddits, we like to take a minute before we wrap up a live stream. Not that we're ending. We're not. No, don't go. Sit down. We're not done. I just mean after I'm done running my mouth, before we get to the important stuff of playing Dungeons and Dragons, you're not spamming. No, Brodo, that information is awesome. But we like to take a moment to thank all of the folks. If you've seen this banner going across the bottom, it's not sports scores, it's not weather update, it's not a stock ticker. It's just, if you want to contribute to the show, if you want to donate to the show, as you can see, we have Patreon there, and we have Subscribestar there. Patreon, The Delver's Dungeon, all one word. Subscribestar, The Delver's Dungeon, with a dash between the and Delver's and Dungeon. And we have some folks who do that. And I do want to take a minute to thank them. So now is the time for that. So let me extend my heartiest thanks to Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp, Carnivore Farmer, Rob Knows I Can't Say That Jealous, Jeremy Rule, Bo Ganora, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, the Sky Hernstrom, Pete Sullivan, and John David. Guys, we really appreciate the help. we couldn't do it without you. So thank you all very, very much. And I will tell you, again, if you're just coming by the first time, super chats and all that, that's great. But really, what really helps out, click that subscribe button, click that bell icon for notifications if you like what you see. And if you really like what you see, give it a thumbs up. But if you want to stick around and you don't like what you see, you give it a thumbs down. Just let me know in the comments. Leave a comment under the video, and I'll do my darndest to get back to you on that. I'm usually pretty good about it. You can ask around. So with all that said, having a scrolling banner displaying Deaths versus module would be awesome. Maybe an RSS feed. I don't know how to do an RSS feed, Praxis, but something like that. These fancy new things. I know RSS is old. I'm just teasing you. But anyway, so we're waiting on one more player here. Let me see. Want to make sure everyone knows. So we're just messaging a few people here, getting all of our players together. I put up the bat signal. I have some folks waiting in the green room, waiting to join, and we'll have some folks joining in a minute. But anyway, now one thing I would remind folks about the AD&D live stream is first and foremost, if you have a question about what's going on, if you're like, I've never played AD&D, but gosh, that's a confusing thing you just did. Can you please explain that to me? I will do my best to explain that to you. And the other thing is, what you see here, like out on the table, what you're going to be seeing here with miniatures and with Dwarven Forge and all that jazzmatazz, that's not necessarily necessary to playing good D&D of any edition. Theater of the mind is fine. We go theater of the mind as often as we play with miniatures. It's just kind of a nifty thing to have out on the table. So I'm going to go ahead then, and we're going to bring our Dungeoneers in. And bid good evening to Lynx the Fighter, Sir Outlier, and Abner the Magic User. Good evening.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
It is going just fine. Abner Cadabra. All right. So, Doomsword will be joining us momentarily. In the meantime, let me see if this... I'm going to adjust our studio lights to light up the table a little bit better. So all those lovely miniatures and Dwarven Forge train I was talking about earlier will actually show up on camera. So you folks, pardon me for just a moment.
I can almost read that 6 and read that 9 again.
Are you coloring in dice?
I am, except for like a masochist, I use a fountain pen. I use ink. I do not use paint. I do not use crayon. I use ink.
Oh,
this is actually the
elevator
same...
music is the girl from Ipanema anyway.
Yes, elevator music in Castle Greyhawk is the girl from Ipanema.
You had me humming that, you ungrateful.
It's a great song.
It is, but not when it's stuck in your head playing thanks to ADD. Thanks to ADD for like 3 hours straight.
A different AD&D.
Yes, it's like the literal elevator music in the back of my head, and I hate it. I'd rather have Last in Line by Dio playing, or like Strange Highways or something.
Well, to bring the viewers back up, last time we encountered some gnolls on the way back to Castle Greyhawk. We took an unexpected detour. We didn't get lost. We took an unexpected detour.
Yes.
You tell yourself that.
Hey, I wasn't navigating, so it's not my fault.
Yeah, hold
All right.
the phone. Who was navigating?
So there we go, guys.
I think it was my valet.
Probably.
God.
Now, as Doomsword is running around outside, making sure that you guys aren't going to get ambushed from a different direction, I think it was, we have the party right there, and I have found my laser pointer, so hopefully I can employ it. Yes, we have the party right there,
He was trying to
facing off against gnolls. Now, a web spell has been cast right along this axis, which is restricting the movement of the gnolls. And after some melee, that's where we left off last week. And we are starting at the top of the round. So we'll just go down. Lord Corion, what is Lynx the Fighter doing at this juncture?
Swinging a sword, I believe.
Okay, you have one target before you. Let me just open up my...
We pretty much had them funneled in a single file at this point because of the web spell, I think.
At this point, yes, you do. So yeah, you have one in front of you, one that is trapped in the webs, and just a word to the wise, and this is true of any AD&D. If you're out there, if you're playing AD&D and you're wondering, hey, can I fight somebody in a web? No. If you try to melee a creature that's trapped in a web, you yourself will become stuck in the web. Unless you're meleeing it with a longer than 10-foot pole arm. So you have the one in front of you. Lynx, I'm guessing you're going to melee?
Yep.
And how about Sir Outlier?
Can I get in next to Lynx or no?
Are you using
Yeah. Yes, both of you can melee the one. They are large, and only two of them can fit. And Dr. Rotwang correctly points out, yes, you can shoot them with arrows when they're trapped in webs. But yes, they can only go two abreast through this door opening. You guys are much smaller than them, so you can both gang up on the one that is in the way.
Cool. I was just making sure I didn't have to switch to my bill. So yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And Mark, how about Abner? Is he bereft of spells now, I believe?
He has one more spell. He's not going to use it. It's sleep. It also sounds like his bodyguards can't get in there to do much. So they'll be looking if there's an opening, but it doesn't sound like there is one.
Okay.
Throw spears.
No spears. I've got short swords.
throw short swords?
Yeah, really.
Toss.
They're just really big daggers. Come on. You can throw a sword. I've proven it.
But is it useful to throw a sword? Yes, that's the word.
No, actually, you seriously can. You can chuck them like a javelin.
Just beat him off the head with the sword. Doesn't matter.
All right. So, I'm going to let you roll initiative. We're at the top of the round because I know what the gnoll is going to do.
I got a 5.
All right, party will go first. Lynx Attack.
Hey, that's a hit for 13, actually. Wow.
For 13, okay. Well, TK, you don't need to worry about what Sir Outlier is doing because Lynx has turned this
Gnoll
into two half gnolls.
I was just about to say, if that hadn't killed him, I would have. So that works.
Yeah.
Now we just have to hope they all come through this
We
one
can stand and
place.
wait.
Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. That is a larger, tougher gnoll. That is my mistake. The larger, tougher gnolls. The larger, tougher gnoll. So yes, please make your attack.
14 damage.
That kills him.
Provided an armor class 0 hits?
Yes, it does. They're tough, but they're not that tough. Okay. You all witness something that both impresses and terrifies you, and that is there is a great whoosh of flames as the web is set on fire from somewhere inside the room.
We got somebody smart back.
Well, that was mean. They just killed their friend.
Probably won't kill them.
No, they're alive and smoldering and yipping and howling mad. None of you speak Gnoll, do you?
I do.
A couple of us do.
Okay. All right. Well, you hear over the din, Gnollish voice yell, "Come on! You'll get worse from them!" And they apparently agree with that. So they're going to be counterattacking you. This one is on Lynx. And that will hit you. And you will take, let's see. 8 ciders always run and hide. When I need 4 of them.
Oh, don't tell me you want plural dice.
It took me a moment to realize we were talking about dice and not booze.
Yeah. So Lynx takes 5 points of damage. And I don't think that hits Outlier. Your armor class is 0, yes?
Hey, you got it.
All right.
14 hit points left. Bring it on.
It will
Never
be
say that
brought.
to a GM.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as it's not one of my friend's javelins, I'm good.
Stunk.
The hill
For those of you who are new here, one of his characters was rendered, or to combat by taking a javelin in the back of the head, which is another AD&D thing. You fire into melee and you take your chances.
I have picks for proof.
Strange how we never figured out who threw that javelin.
Yeah,
There's Turgo.
Didn't you dust the javelin for Prince or something?
No, there's too much blood on it.
I still stand by that. Not the hill giant didn't kill Sir Average, so he could take a hill giant.
Yes.
If I hadn't hit him, he probably could have.
At least make him think twice.
All right, so let's see. 14, nope, that will not hit you. Okay, so Doom Master Turgo is doing what right now? He was running around outside the building, but where is he now? You're muted, my friend, if you're trying to talk. He may not be completely here yet, so we'll just assume he's still running around the building. Good adventurers, what are you doing in the next round?
All right, so there's no web there, so I guess
there is no web there. You're holding that spot, okay. And TK, how about it?
How many targets are left?
What you see on the board.
You're gonna have to help the blind guy out.
Let's see. You have 2 in the doorway and at least, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 milling around in the background.
Okay. Question, I guess, for the DM here.
Yes.
No, I was seeing if I had. Nope, never mind. I'll hold my ground and wait. I'll ready for charge if I can.
Okay, you're too close to initiate a charge, though. You're toe to toe.
I will be bracing against a charge.
In case they charge forward. I've got you. Okay. Mark, how about Abner?
Abner's still trying to size up how many people are back there. He might try to sleep later. But is there any opening now for his bodyguards to stab a short sword?
One bodyguard can move around to the left.
Okay.
And try to insert himself into the conversation and fight the gnoll on the left.
Okay. Harold goes that way to help fight.
Okay. I know what the gnolls are about to do. TK, roll initiative for the party, please. And roll well.
No, I did not. That's a 1.
Okay. So this gnoll is once again attacking Lynx. And once again hits Lynx.
Sorry.
And hits Lynx for 6 points of damage. I love how the 6 on a D8 has a line under it, like I might mistake that for a 9. And TK, Sir Outlier, is missed. And I will roll for the man-at-arms on the far left, unless, Mark, you wanted to, since he's your... Okay, he misses. Counterattacks, please.
Nope. He'll be fine.
Muted Lynx.
Hit for 10. If it's another large one. Was it large?
Yes. Well, all the gnolls are large. So, yeah, that one falls also. That was a quote unquote normal gnoll.
A normal gnoll is a dead gnoll.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me remove a couple of minis real quick, just so we can keep straight what is still back there.
That was the tag chip.
I'm thinking Abner might go in for a sleep. See if he can drop any of those people.
How many are left? 5?
1. Oh, 1 sleep. But yeah.
No,
looks like
gnolls.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 or 6.
I mean, this seems like the time to use it anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
that's what we'll do. Yeah.
If you're willing to risk your followers, I can pivot back, let them in, and heal Lynx. He's at half.
Yeah, one hit will kill my bodyguard, but it might be worthwhile.
Lynx can at least eat 2.
Mm-hmm. I can still stay in the fight for a little bit.
Mm.
Do the sleep. I think that's the easiest option. We got large gnolls here. Yeah.
Well, it won't take down as many if they're the beefier ones, but I'll target back there and maybe take down at least.
I think they're all the large ones, though, right?
Yeah.
But we'll find out. We'll find out.
So if they're the large ones, I might only take down 1 or 2 at best. But still, that's something.
That's something. That's a guaranteed kill.
It's 1 or 2 hits I'm not taking.
Yeah.
Well, it's also one that we don't have to roll for to murder, because we'll basically auto hit it.
Yeah, unless somebody next to him wakes him up where he's back in the file. Depending on how this round goes, we might want to pull a retreat.
Nah.
All right, let me see here. Always one of those things that, let's see.
We've hacked our way in this one.
I think that's okay. Well, again, I know what the gnolls are going to get up to. Damien says, again, Note to self: if my party likes to fire into melee, strap a tower shield on my back to deflect some shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
That helmet
So-
didn't help him, actually, though. So I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that works, Damien.
I wore a great helm too, which is the really annoying thing.
Not great enough.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. You misread the label. It's a great value helmet.
Yeah.
Always
Okay,
go with name brand.
Yeah. Mark, roll a d6.
Are we going to do intentions? But sure.
Oh, I was assuming melee across the board for the fighters, and are you casting sleep now?
Yes, I'm casting sleep.
All right, roll initiative.
6.
Nice.
They rolled a 5. Sleep is a 1-segment spell. You guys have no missile fire, I'm assuming.
No.
So sleep goes.
What's their hit dice, if I may be so bold to ask the GM?
You may be so bold to ask, but that doesn't necessarily I'm going to be so bold as to answer.
Point taken.
So you're dropping it kind of towards the back or right up front, or what are you doing?
Middle.
In the middle. Okay, so
I've got like 70 feet of range, so I can put it wherever I want.
all right.
Approximately.
So they will get their melees, and then your spell will basically go on the 6th segment. So let's see. That is a miss, and that is a hit
Hold
on.
the phone. We
The
won
rest of us
initiative.
the
We
rest of
won
us has
initiative,
to.
DM.
Counter. I'm sorry. Yes. Your melees first. Sorry.
Oh.
Your melees first.
Somebody take 16 damage.
That will take out 1.
I'm only doing 3 this round.
All right. He's still up. And Mark, you want me to roll for your fighting man?
No, let me do it. I want to roll it.
All right. Go ahead.
I got a 15. Probably not good enough, but you tell me.
Level 0, that is, I don't know, it depends. 15.
Could be
Oh,
close.
so close. So
Yeah.
close. So close. Okay, so we have a 17, a 15, and let's see. So 17. Yes, that is a hit on Lynx, and a 15 is not going to hit our redoubtable dwarf. That is.
Just love tap me.
How much do you love 5 points?
Better
not
than
bad.
6.
Better than 6. Okay. All right. Well, you're love tapped for 5 points. Nothing happens in the intervening segments. So, Mark, roll. Let me see what's out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Gotta check here real quick.
We're going to get overrun, and Doomsword's just going to flank a battle that's already over.
We'll be fine.
All right, guys, I'm ready. What the hell happened? Walks in, y'all are all on spits over fires. That's gnomes, not gnolls.
Vicious gnomes.
Hey, if you've ever been to Dark Sun, the halflings turned cannibal.
Okay. Roll 2d4.
Oh, 2d4. I like that.
Yep.
That would be 7.
7. Okay.
Better
Pretty
than
good.
I thought.
Much
Okay.
better than I thought.
So you knock down those 7. Let me see here. Wow. Howls of laughter and derision from the ones that are still standing. When you roll a morale roll like that, they don't shiv, as they say. All right, so starting at the top, what is Lynx doing? Continuing to fight?
Indeed.
All right, how about TK? Continuing to swing, or are you going to cast a Cure Light Wounds?
I'm gonna pivot out of the doorway to let the followers in and cast Cure Light Wounds on Lynx.
Easy peasy. Mark, you going to shout encouraging words?
I'm gonna yell to the hirelings to be careful. I pay you well, not to die. That's encouraging, I guess.
Stop dying, you cowards!
Thanks, boss. We'll be sure to.
Don't get blood on those clothes. They cost me good money.
We just sharpen those swords. Don't blunt them.
As your fighting men are shuffling forward, you hear one of them mutter to the other, "Do you know how well gnolls pay?" Okay, Mark, it is over to you. Roll initiative, please.
Oh, me again? Okay, sure. A 3 this time.
All right. That is a miss on Lynx, which is good. That is a miss against a man-at-arms, which is good. That is a hit on a man-at-arms, which is not good. He takes 6 points of damage.
I believe that is dead. Hilda, no.
Or at least unconscious.
Yeah, unconscious.
Yeah. You're yelling, "Don't get blood on your clothes. Don't get what?"
Damn it.
And contravening your direct orders, she gets blood on her clothes, all over her clothes.
That's going to come out of her pay.
And the other henchman's clothes.
And it will never come out in the wash, no matter how hard
And the floor and some of the ceiling. Okay. I think that was that was everything. So
The attack?
yes, counterattacks, I think.
Lynx
roll for the
gets 6
hireling?
back.
Oh, yeah. Spell. That's what it was.
Yes.
Lynx gets 6 back.
Mobius said Hilda's fired.
She's been cut from the staff.
I don't pay you for sick days. Get up.
Leave for
It's
laying
more like
down
dead
on the
days.
job.
Being chopped chopped into little pieces and eaten by hyena men. Still, it's better than working for Amazon. Am I right? Topical.
7.
Topical. Okay. So, Lynx, you're feeling a little bit more hale. The gnoll in the back with the green tabard is kicking and slapping the gnolls around him, who are like, one of them has gotten to his feet, and you suspect the others, he will be awakening the others. In fact, he growls, "Get these other luggards up on their feet." Just letting you know. Let's see. All right, so I'm assuming we're going down. We're going to be hench meleeing and character meleeing, and Mark is Abner doing what?
Trying to determine if he should run yet, because he's got no more spells, and that's it.
No flasks of oil or anything like that?
No, well, the hirelings are holding the flasks of oil, and they're currently in combat. So
Hey, you could drag one away.
that would involve getting near combat. Bad idea. Yeah, see, Bill got the comment that's in the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
That's why I laughed, yeah.
Okay. All right. So melee down the board. Abner, you're kind of.
Yeah.
Should I stay or should I go? Unless you're going to do something in this round, I'm assuming staying at least to see how this round plays out. So, Lynx, roll initiative.
Come on, high numbers. 3 is a middle number.
You might try to subtract it, but it just won't go away. The gnolls will attack first.
Ugh.
That is a miss on Lynx. That is a hit on Sir Outlier.
Good for him.
That is a hit on the other man-at-arms.
Damn it.
This can be some position opening.
Outlier takes 2. Hell, man-at-arms only takes 1.
Okay.
Counterattacks, please.
Actually, I should have asked this before rolling. Do I have to roll to murder a sleeping one?
There are no sleeping ones at your reach. The ones in front did not sleep. But should you hack your way past them? No, you will not.
Okay.
Should you kill the ones in front of you and enter the room? There's a couple of the sleep ones on the floor, and if they're still there, you can just shank them and they die.
I have missed.
Okay.
The hireling, I'm assuming a 19 will hit.
Yes, that will hit.
4 points of
Awesome.
damage.
I hit
Okay.
10.
You hit for 10, and that's one you'd hit before, so that one is no more.
Racking up the kills tonight.
Mm-hmm. When I miss, it's always with like a 2.
Got to get new dice.
Very rare it's the edge cases. I've been using these the whole time. The same ones that somebody got for Bill. I got these forever ago.
Yeah, the home set.
They're not really the home set, but they're close.
Yeah. The re-home set. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. The D4 won't kill you, which is nice.
Greets Sean David. Rock on. Okay. So what do we got here? We got some of the gnolls. They're still looking gnolly. There's still, it looks like a couple are unconscious in the back. At least one of them is going to be up on his feet in the next round. Melee's all around, and has Abner decided what he's doing yet?
If Abner can get a hold of some oil, either from Hilda, who's down, or TK, but you're in the middle of combat.
I'm just on the front. I'm just on the front line. You can still reach my bag.
He'll light a flask of oil and toss it through the doorway.
Okay.
Get up here and fight.
You're trying to heft it over the battle lines behind them. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's go with whose turn was it? TK, roll initiative, because I know what the gnolls are fixing to do.
Yeah, that's a 2.
It is sufficient. That is a 1.
Okay.
Will a 16 work for a henchman?
A 16 will definitely work for a henchman.
6 points of damage.
All right, and he had already inflicted some on that one, so that one's looking not so good.
AC 4 I hit.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, then 10. 10 more.
Okay.
Oh, I have to roll for Harold, for Abner to lob.
Yes, missile fire.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2, but that's okay because you were trying to hit one in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go
That's
over.
what I was trying to do.
We're gonna I give them too much. I give them too much. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna use the familiar program. We're gonna do splash oil. 3 feet to the left and did 1 point of damage. 3 feet to the left. So yeah, one of them is like screaming and batting out flames instead of waking up the others.
You scolded an old. Good job.
Yes.
It smells terrible because of the hair.
Burning hair sucks. Yes.
All right. Hey, let me tell you what's going on. It's a wolf man jack. Well, no, I guess hyena man jack doesn't work nearly as well, so we'll just go with that. All right, so counterattacks. This is going to be against Lynx. That is a miss. This is going to be against Outlier.
Bring it.
That is also a miss, and this is against the men-at-arms. Or no, there's only two of them anyway, so it can't. The other one can't attack. So that is a miss and a miss. And yeah, that ends the round. Let me remove the one that Lynx put down.
Oh my god. I rolled a 2 and a 1 and a 2 on my d20.
Well, good
That's
thing
why
you
you
got
got
out
to
of the
do
way.
practice rolls before the game. You pick the best performer.
Spiked the sucker out of the window. Well, that's the thing is I've used the same. I've made it a point to not do that. I've used the same set the whole time.
It's just like athletics. You got to warm up. You got to give them a chance to give the right numbers. So roll them a few times before the game. They'll roll better. Trust me.
I love how superstitious all gamers are. No
Yeah,
matter what
right.
else they do in their life, they are so superstitious about their dice.
Even when I'm not superstitious, I'm superstitious.
Yeah.
I do like the way the pointy ones roll though, as opposed to like the more rounded ones.
Oh, the game science ones? Well, there's more than just game science.
Yeah,
but I like those. I had a couple of them that I had like as gemstones that I used.
I want to pick up a gemstone set, but I always look at the cost and go, I don't need it.
Oh, and then you'd never roll it.
Yeah.
And then worse, imagine if it was like misweighted and you just kept getting bad numbers. Oh, you'd hate that purchase. That'd be the worst purchase ever.
A friend of mine in high school had like cubic zirconium ones though, which were cool.
I have some mammoth bone ones. So they're tiny though. They're really, really tiny. So I don't use them because they're impossible for me to. They were not easy for me to read when I got them from my buddy Eric. May he rest in peace. Back in like 2011, when he sent those to me, they were not easy to read back then. Nowadays, it's just like I couldn't imagine. All right, so you got some dead gnolls, you got some live gnolls, you got some burned gnolls, you got some intact gnolls. Going down the line, Lynx, are you going to continue to swing?
I'm gonna try and add some more kills.
All right, I'm guessing same for TK.
Can I hike over some hills instead?
Say no to
more gnolls.
Okay, murder more gnolls. How about it, Abner?
Hireling stabs and Abner tries the oil again.
Okay. By the way, what are you doing about your hireling who's down? Did you bind wounds, or is she just being left to bleed to death?
I guess we've been leaving her to bleed. Whoops.
Yeah.
Isn't she like right?
I'm not employing her.
Isn't she like right in the middle of combat? Is there any way to get her out?
She's lying off to the left of the door. Man-at-Arms is standing next to her, over her, but you can certainly move over there and bind her wounds this round if you want. That's up to you.
Oil again. Bind her with
all right.
Next. We have 20
Okay,
gnolls.
then Mark, roll initiative, please.
3.
Party goes first.
Ooh. I hit every round but this round.
Does a 15 hit for a
Talking
hireling?
about dice superstition.
A 15 just misses for a hireling.
Abner coincidentally also got a 15.
Let's see.
The AC 6 for a magic user.
That will miss, but let us splash it. That might be a. Let's see. That is 4 feet short, so no, it does not.
Okay.
AC 7 doesn't hit anything, does it?
It does not, no.
Yeah.
So in football terms, this would be a 3 and out for you guys.
Yep.
You know, started 1st and 10, sacked for a loss of 2 yards, a run for no gain, and an incomplete pass, and now you've had to punt. So here we go. That is a miss on Lynx. That is a miss on TK. That is once again, only 2 of them, Bill. So you guys are missed. It's that 3-armed gnoll that keeps trying to get into the fight over there. All right, so 2 3 and outs. Next verse, same as the first.
Yep.
Except that Abner is going to drag Hilda away slightly and bind her wounds.
All right. Okay. We are back up to Lord Corion. Roll initiative, please. And roll well. Roll really well. You're muted.
4 is better than a 3.
It's better than a 3, but it's nowhere near as good as a 6. So, let's see. I think that is going to hit. What is Lynx's armor class?
It's 2 with an asterisk because I don't know what I'm wearing. But
Well, we all get that sometimes. I don't know what I'm wearing.
What are you wearing, Lynx?
Yeah.
it's magic. I know that.
I told you it wasn't after Labor Day. You shouldn't be wearing
Lynx the fighter. Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Gygax.
Gygaxes of Greyhawk. Okay, so let's see. That was a 15. That was a 6. So you're hit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 point of damage. I think you'll live
For now.
for now.
Tis but a scratch.
Tis but a complete whiff. The other one winds up and misses TK entirely. Gentlemen, counterattack.
1 takes 16.
Do something.
I think a 16 for a hireling hits.
16 for a hireling hits, yes.
5 points of damage.
With all the damage the hireling has done, he drops that one.
A gnoll
Harold.
takes 16.
Oh, good God. Okay.
And you know what? I get pretty close too. 14 damage on one of those gnolls.
Now we just get
Well,
to
you
walk.
yeah, you hack him as he's going down because those
Oh yeah, just 2.
yeah.
But I'm counting it as my kill.
It has its axe in my nervous system. It has my axe in his nervous system. That's the line I wanted.
The sword is through the gnoll. It's my kill.
While you guys argue, a 0th level fighter just took one of them down.
Right.
And he'll get a bonus for that.
Yes, he will.
Okay.
Silver piece.
Yep.
And then they didn't hit again for a single round, and the last 4 gnolls massacred them. Okay. So yeah, there's 4 gnolls. They are. Let's see. They're not looking so sure about this. The distance is opened up a little bit over 10 feet. They're not rushing in to fight you guys. They're kind of clutching their weapons and looking at the dead ones and looking at you guys and, well, come on. If you're going to fight us, come on in. Come on and fight.
Abner taunts them and tells them to, if you're cowards, run, or I'll put you to sleep forever. He's that big wizard guy with the hat.
Okay.
I'll turn you into orcs.
A fate worse than death. Okay, so the they definitely seem to regard your threat somewhat seriously, and are like, they're holding their weapons up and they're edging towards the door.
Wait, this door that we're in?
The door that you're in.
Ah.
Oh.
Like, you told them to leave, and they are, it's kind of a Mexican standoff. They're moving to the door, but they're not charging you to attack you. Are you letting them past you? What are you doing?
How many are left? 5?
That you can see. Yes, one of the miniatures fell over, but there's 5 of them.
There aren't
Nah,
any
they can still raid with 5 gnolls, and they put somebody on a meat hook. I'm stabbing at people.
Okay. They see you draw your weapons and get ready to strike, and
we put them away.
They likewise draw their weapons up. Let me show you where they moved to before you guys decided to break the temporary ceasefire.
We decided nothing. That was the wizard.
Well,
He's in charge of psyops, so We got a whole list of who's the head of which departments.
Who's in charge of Nolent? Not Humint. Nolent.
Fortunately, the hireling that's on the floor.
Damn. She knew the most about gnolls. Okay.
Actually, I think it was probably the thief who knew the most about them.
That's why he's not here.
He's not here.
all right. So 2 very large gnolls grabbing the other gnolls as you're getting ready to retreat, and then of course you guys break the temporary ceasefire and yell, "Runts and whelps up front!" and shove these 2 gnolls forward at you. They draw their weapons, and they're not going to die like punks. So Lynx, you're going to fight. Outlier going to fight. Abner going to do what?
Oil. And hireling will fight.
Okay. Then let's see. I think Mark, it is your turn to roll initiative, yeah? Or had we come back around?
Doesn't matter to me.
All right, roll it.
3 again. Very consistent.
It is going to be a tie. So Lynx, you're getting 1. TK, you're getting the other. Lynx, you are missed. TK, you are missed. You guys counterattack them.
Mm-hmm. AC 2, 11 damage.
That kills 1.
1 point of damage. And Abner rolls a 17 with the oil.
Oh, so you're just throwing this right into the middle of the melee in front of you? Cool. Let's see who you set on fire.
Over Sir Outlier's head. He's short.
Okay. So that is 2 dice 6.
Being a dwarf helps.
Can I roll? 2 dice 6.
Yeah, you can roll it.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't want the roll that I rolled, which could be really awesome.
Or it could be a 3.
I didn't tell you what I rolled.
Mine
could be better.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, that's a shame. I rolled a 10.
Oh.
But you'll do it. No. You pay to see the cards, son. All right. P Cyber saying burn, teammates burn, Disco Inferno. For a small super chat, I can nudge that D20 over and have that oil land on a player. No, I'm kidding.
He's
not really. Yeah. bsylvie@gmail for PayPal.
God, this became an ASMR stream. Again.
AD&D ASMR.
AD&D ASMR.
It's just the dice rolling and
Let's
pencil
roll
scratching on paper.
And character sheets tearing and re-rolling.
There, the scratching of pencils, the shattering of dreams.
Who knew that shattering dreams sounded so pleasant and calming?
All
for
Burning
DMs to
Knoll.
listen to.
Dead Knoll.
Real talk. Have you all heard the ending song, the ending theme for Adventure Time?
Oh, the really soft one?
The animation studio at the end screams like forever at the end of it. And the only reason I know this is my girlfriend listens to that to go to sleep. And so right as soon as you're falling asleep, you hear fire at like the top of some schmuck's lungs. I want to shoot them.
Oh, then I'll have to send you a link. Most of the music of the Gaino Yamashiro Gumi is available on YouTube, and you can play Hell Mountain for her, which literally starts off with like a minute 30-second long primal scream by an entire chorus.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'll send you the link in the Discord.
It wakes me up every time, and it's like, damn.
Okay, so yeah, one knoll is cut down, another one is on fire. There are two strong gnolls in the back. They are howling their death song, which involves a lot of lyrics in Gnollish about violating your corpses and feasting on your souls forever as they fight alongside their demon lord in the abyss.
Do they have a Bandcamp page?
Perhaps we're not so different after all.
It's very metal. You know, they have a Bandcamp page. I think the latter-day Marvel movies don't thrill me all that much, but I got to say I do love that comment in what is it, Black Panther, when he's talking to the weapons dealers. One of them play Anthony Serkis. He's like, "I thought you guys were here to sell me weapons. You look like you're about to drop a rap album." And he goes, "Oh, I'll have Tony send you a link to our SoundCloud page." And he's like, please don't do that. Please don't play your music at me. John David, they're Cradle of Filth fans. Yeah, Gnollish writing looks suspiciously a lot like the bundles of sticks that is the black metal album cover titles. So draw your own conclusions. All right, so you've got another gnoll stepping up, and the two huge ones are hanging back. I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are going to do. Abner, I believe you're out of throwable oil at this point, but you do get a D6 of damage on the one that you did set on fire previously in this round, and he is still like he's on fire. It's kind of hellish looking. He's on fire, and he's still stabbing at Lynx. So let's see.
Abner will go through Hilda's pack. She should have had some oil in her backpack. So
she's got one flask.
One flask, gotcha.
So
I'll use that next round.
let's roll initiative, and I think it's DK's turn at this point. Yeah.
Can I get a big one?
Can you get a big?
No, like, can I get at one of the big gnolls?
No, because he grabbed one of the smaller gnolls, that is the one that's still 7 feet tall, but more beanpole-like, and shoves him, like physically elbows him forward. So you've still got a couple before you get to them.
Okay. Well, then that poor schmuck is going to have a really bad day.
All right, what'd you get for initiative?
2.
All right, they will go first.
We're the schmucks that are going to have a bad day.
Burning Knoll. Burning Knoll misses Lynx.
Mm-hmm.
Burning Knoll misses TK. Or not Burning Knoll misses TK. Counterattack, please.
I hit armor class -6 for 19 damage.
He disappears in a cloud of red mist. You undo him from reality.
Burning Knoll takes 5 points of damage.
Okay,
and for Lynx.
And Hireling missed so badly, he doesn't want anyone to know how badly he rolled.
Okay.
You lost that kill bonus.
He's just trying to look like he's fighting.
Yeah. He's hoping no one will notice.
All right.
Ooh. 2.
Yes, 2 huge gnolls left. They step into the doorway, And, one of them kneels down, dips his paw in the blood of his fallen, and looks at the ceiling, howls, and starts to swing his morning star. I'm guessing you guys are going to fight these last two. You're not just going to say, okay, you win, and let them go.
That was impressive.
I guess we'll swing at them too. Got to finish the job.
Okay. Then I think we're down to Mark. Roll initiative, please.
Sure.
Roll well.
Nope. Never mind. One.
All right. Lynx, the largest one in the green tabard, is going. Actually, no, not the one in the green tabard. The one in the green tabard is going to swing at. Outlier, but this one, the other one is swinging at you and misses. Outlier. That may actually hit you. This guy's a tough customer. But no, he misses. Counterattacks, gentlemen.
I cleave him from the nave to the chops for 15 damage.
Okay, he screams in rage and pain, but he's still up.
Good for him.
Does a 17 from Hireling hit this guy?
Yes, it does.
Sadly, only 1 point of damage.
Okay.
5 for 5 points?
You hit a 5 for 5 points? Okay, all right, you hit him.
Oh, phew.
Yep.
That's right on the edge right there.
Abner rolled a 12 on the oil.
All right.
And you set?
That was the last oil you have to hand, I should point out.
Yep. You told me I had one left, so I pressed my luck and threw it.
That's fine.
It hit me, so I'm fighting the gnoll that's on fire, and then I'm on fire.
Just turn to get the fire on the gnoll. And
yeah.
Just hug him. It'll be fine.
All right, it just kind of arcs somewhere off behind and to the left and smashes on the floor. Brodus says there's a band called Stovacor where all the band members dress as Klingons. That's interesting. Okay.
Sounds itchy.
which version of Klingons?
Ooh, good question.
The ones with the big eyebrows and the beards are the best.
Glory to you and glory to your nerdy band. All right. So they attacked and missed. You attacked and did what you guys did. New round. They're continuing to fight. They are fighting to the death.
Oof.
And it is Lynx's turn to roll initiative.
Come on. Hey, a 5. That's much better than some other people.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, a 5. That's much the same as what you guys got. So this is simultaneous. Oh, Lord Corion wins it for the night. In the comments. Nolbury!
Oh, God.
Hireling missed.
Well, I think the gnolls may have won it for tonight because I missed too.
Does an AC 6 hit?
You do not hit an AC 6. Ever so sorry.
Well, unless I'm rolling a new
That's
character. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, it's just two ogre-sized gnolls. I mean, come on.
I'll get my resume up to date to see if they'll hire me.
Yeah. Who have pushed their entire army in front of them, so they're full up and ready to fight.
I'm going to turn their fur into a toothbrush.
Please don't kill them, but just for hygienic reasons.
Okay, Outlier takes 6 points of damage from the gnoll he's fighting. Okay, new round. It's getting kind of hectic.
Am I rolling initiative this time?
You are rolling initiative this time.
6.
Party goes first, definitively.
Oh,
Hey, that'll
I had
hit.
good luck at the beginning of this. I missed.
Hireling
again.
missed again.
17 damage.
Oh, thank God.
That kills him.
The big guy in green or the other guy?
The big guy in green.
Woo!
I cleave him from the nave to the chops, and then from the chops right back down.
Save the T-bone.
Right. So what happens? One half goes this way, one half goes that way.
Keep your fork. There'll be pie. All right, counterattack. That is a hit on Lord Gorion.
5 points. He's going to take somebody with him.
2 points. Death by 1,000 cuts.
We're getting there.
Actually, it might be. Would you rather I attack or would you rather I heal this turn?
You've been hitting, so I'd rather you attack.
Okay, I'm just asking. Because you said something about 5 hit points, so that's why I was like,
Oh no, I still got 11.
okay, I was gonna say I'm at 6, so like I'm just leaning into it.
Okay, let us roll initiative, guys.
It's me.
Because I know what he's fixing to do. Yes.
One.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is this last
He misses Lynx.
It's 3 rounds that people miss, and then we just go, all right, you can go.
No, we start drinking with him, and then we're big buddies.
Exactly. This winds up like the end of The Quiet Man.
Harold had good luck for a moment. He killed one, and then he's just like, nope, can't hit anything anymore.
He only works as hard as you pay him, and you don't pay him a lot.
Can we hire this gnoll?
Yeah.
I think we should hire the gnoll.
I don't speak gnoll.
I do.
Greyhawk and Verbabonk are over 9 map hexes apart, but they both mean the same thing: beer.
Did anyone hit him?
No.
Oh. I did, but for 4 damage.
Okay. At least we got a
better
hit.
than nothing.
For 4, and you'd hit him for how much before?
It was 3, I think.
3, 7. Okay.
All I have to do is hit him once.
Okay. Initiative. Roll initiative. Somebody. Party's probably going to go first. Lynx.
Rolled a 6.
Good.
Party goes first.
That was a waste of 6.
Nope.
Hey, there's a 14 damage to him.
All right, you cut him down.
Good, because I didn't hit shit.
With
The last-
with stab.
The last gnoll falls with a thud to the floor. You're panting, you're dripping blood, you're just standing there listening to the silence. There's a faint crackle of torches and puddles of burning oil on the floor flickering away. And if you're all very quiet and just listen for a minute, you can literally hear your own blood splapping on the tiles as you're standing there.
Abner's like dusting himself off. Yeah, that worked out well.
The follower, the unconscious follower, gets 2 hit points back.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know what she's at. I lost count.
All right. She will be comatose for another. That by the way brings her to 0 hits.
Okay.
But she will still be comatose for another 30 minutes and will have to be carried out.
Yep. That's fine.
Okay.
Abner wants to look into the room carefully with his bodyguard to see if there's, because we hear that there's a boy, maybe a brother that might be a prisoner.
All right.
I get in there and look for any obvious
Yeah.
exits or people on spits.
I'll start going through loose change.
Or Turgos that still haven't found his way around the house.
Actually, that's a point. I know Turgo is gone because he's gone right now, but if he was really in danger, I'd probably go check on him now.
You are.
He ran away.
Because he was the smart one.
Yeah.
We know this.
Okay, so you are able to scrape together. You're able to scrape together 85 Electrum, 40 gold even from the big beefy ones that you see on the floor there. Well, there were some of those in the previous room, so we'll keep it at that. The one in the green tabard had 11 gold pieces and 5 platinum pieces. And the other large one had 13 electrum and 20 gold. And the one in the green tavern has an iron key in the bottom of a bag full of otherwise junk and detritus.
How much electrum did you say? 13?
13.
Yes.
I'm totaling it up. I'll put it in the chat here.
That's all I've been doing.
And just remember, the chat does not persist after we end tonight's show. So make notes on your papers there.
I always let the group treasurer do that so that we can divide it up later.
Yeah, I'm recording it, so
Cool.
I can have that on the spreadsheet.
Abner takes the iron key and starts looking for a lock.
Okay.
Was this a 2-story building?
The upper story, the upper story is burned and collapsed.
Oh, okay.
And let's see here. Finally, coming around the corner to you, entering the room, you see a kind of a winded Turgo, and he says, "Hey, I found a panel with a keyhole in the middle of it over here."
All right, Turgo, you can put the key in.
Yeah.
Check for traps.
That's your job.
All right. So I will readjust the camera here to indicate where he is at.
This kills him. We're going to say the gnolls did it, right?
No, we're going to say I did it.
No.
I'll take full credit.
Credit?
So it's this wall here.
Remember, I'm a dwarf. I don't like elves.
Oh, so
he removes a brick there and indicates that the oh my god, our camera's doing a Dutch roll. I need to adjust that. So sorry.
I like that.
Yeah, he said before he does anything, he searches the door for traps and is quite confident there are no traps on this door. Inserting the key.
It'd be hilarious if this was the time that Turgo found traps.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I give a crazy idea here?
Let's find out if Turgo dies first. Hold on.
That's fair.
No, go ahead. What's the crazy idea?
Well, A, I was going to say skin all the gnolls and turn them into carpets, but B, and far less important, what if we clear out all the dead bodies and take this place as just an outpost?
I had the exact same idea.
It's more formidable than the longhouse.
It might be pretty far away, but it would be a place we could start having a base of operations.
Let's make sure there's not 2 owners that we know of already to this place before we start claiming it.
Yeah, we don't know what those. No, we can't. I heard that. We don't know what if they're the owners or they were squatting here.
Okay, so Turgo says, "I got it unlocked, but it's pretty firmly stuck. The mechanism is just this. Once you unlock it, is just lift here, but it is they plastered over the hinges or something."
Does we take like an iron spike or something, or a dagger, and chisel off some of the plaster, or
that's a 2.
I mean, you could make a Ben Bars roll.
Well, I'm gonna have the dwarf do that because I don't think I'm good at that.
Or not? I'm sorry, not Ben Bars. Just a normal open doors roll.
That's a 2 to kick that door in.
Yeah.
Well, I fail. Sir Outlier, why don't you take it?
It sounds like you rolled a 2, right?
I rolled a 2.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You break the plaster away, and sure enough, you push on it. Let's see.
The very large dwarven hobnailed boot. Just.
why do they lace up so high? It kind of freaks me out.
Okay, so the space that this opens into is roughly an 8x8 chamber, and there is a very steep, narrow, winding staircase that goes down.
Sleep first.
So
that is not what I expected to find.
Wait, so hold on. The door was partly plastered over, you said.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
so
the
it seems it was concealed somehow.
Okay, so Abner might be jumping to conclusions, but it doesn't sound like the gnolls have been through here, although they haven't
Yeah.
yet.
I'm gonna say the boy's not here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's block this up at least.
Yeah.
And
Closed door, lock key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any evidence, sadly, of remains of this missing brother?
You don't see any, but Turgo says, "Wait a minute, you hear that?"
I don't.
He's kind of cocking his ear. He's kind of cocking his ear towards the opening and says, "There's something or somebody down there." Sounds. I don't speak their tongue, but it sounds like gnolls.
Well, good news, I'm up to 14 hit points. Bad news, I'm out of gas. So I'm happy to stand there and swing.
So in the other outhouse or whatever, we've got the outbuilding. There's the girl, and we left her 2 other henchmen. At the very least, we need to go check on both of them.
Yeah. We got to get Hilda out there to the girl who could maybe keep her company. And get Leo and Nerm in here instead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so briefly, Turgo says basically, well, I'll stay here as a tripwire if I hear anything coming up these stairs. And he's saying this very quietly. If I hear anything coming up these stairs, I'm out like a shot, and I'll come out to the house where you guys are at.
Stay safe, Turgo.
Can we do a 4-hour rest?
It's up to you guys as to whether or not you...
I'm asking...
Let's go talk to the girl and see where her brother is, because that's something that's not going to wait, is a possibly dying brother.
Not my brother, not my problem.
So we're going to Hilda's body out to that the gatehouse or whatever that little building was. Where the meat locker. So it's going to end up being at this rate.
Yeah, the men-at-arms see you coming through the back window in the outbuilding. And I should point out, it's a cottage. It's gutted. It's as in bad a shape as the main house itself. It's not an outhouse. It's just a building outside of the main building. But they have made her as comfortable as they can. And they likewise grab a couple of spare cloaks and make a place for Hilda. You know, she's got her bedroll, whatever, and they're able to get her sorted.
Is the woman we found, is she conscious right now? Can we quiz her?
Yes, she is conscious. Your men have given her some wine. She's
good stuff, I hope.
She like looks at the door when you come in and kind of starts a little bit, but then says, "Did you find him?"
No, we did not see your brother. Where was he? Where did they take him?
I don't know where in that place that they might have taken him. I thought they took him to a well or to a pool or a pond somewhere, but they never left the house with him. They just said that if we didn't tell them where our riches were, and we have none, that they would drown him.
What's in
You
the
live with
basement of the
your-
building?
Well, yeah, but have you lived here long with your brother?
What? No, this isn't our home. We were travelers on the road. We were trying to reach Verkobank with a small group of traders. We left the Last Chance Inn just a se'night ago.
Wow.
I think I got an idea of where your brother is.
Yeah.
Stay here and watch Hilda. Leo, Nerm, let's go. Are you leaving your other man-at-arms there?
I could. Probably should
Yeah.
have one there to just be in case. Yeah. So
He already got
Harold
a
will stay
kill.
behind. I'll roll dice for Leo and Nerm if that's okay.
Okay, yeah,
Fine,
no, that's fine. That's fine.
Hold the phone before we head out. Who has rope?
Rope. I got a rope. What do you need?
How much?
I got a 50-foot with me.
Okay.
We got more rope on the card.
No, that'll do. She mentioned a well, so I'll grab. Well, the cart's not by here, is it?
Yeah, we left the cart. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Harold, go get the cart. Bring
Yeah.
it here.
Yeah.
Where Hilda is.
Yeah. So Harold will jog over and grab the cart while we go up into the back into the dungeon.
That's fine.
Oh no, your valet is there. With
Yeah,
Yeah,
technically
yeah.
we left the valet to guard it. It's not completely unattended, but
Yeah.
let's face it. It's
We
basically
make sure the
completely-
cart comes this way.
Yeah, understood. Your valet, of course, has memorized the war cry should he be ambushed of "Oh my God, crunch, crunch."
Yes.
Not the face. All right. Well, back in I go at least.
Yeah. Abner's out of spell, so hold on. Let's make sure
Yeah.
Abner has plenty of oil to use.
Okay.
Harold had oil in his backpack, so he'll grab that. That might be 6 flasks worth, so that should probably keep him.
That works. I mean, I got enough hit points, and I don't think whoever's in there is going to survive long if we want to rest. So
Yeah.
we
I
gotta
got.
go
I mean,
now.
worst comes to worst, I've got 7. So if I have to, I can just hand you my bag.
Yeah. So we have lots of oil. Abner will just like carry a bunch of torches in case they need us. We need because we can't see in the dark.
Let's return to Turgo and
Yeah.
let's see if we can't scout ahead.
Okay. Turgo says, "I guess I'm going down first." Yeah.
Stay safe, but give us the okay.
All right.
I don't-
That sounds about right.
Mhm.
That is actually, yeah.
I can pick up on voices okay-ish. Not as good as my wife. If
I was thinking more the attitude.
oh, the attitude. Yeah.
There's
I tell you what, if I could coax my wife into doing nothing other than providing NPC voices for this game, like it would go from the amateur production that it is to you know.
And for a $50 super chat, she will do.
And for $50 super chat, if you guys want to hear my wife providing, no, I can't commit her to that. Okay, so Turgo goes down the stairs. You do not hear footfalls. He is. So let's see. There's a pause of perhaps 5 minutes.
Can we hand him the end of the room?
And you don't hear any like you see him coming back up and you're like, these stairs are a little more than narrow iron stanchions fixed into the wall of this circular hole in a spiral pattern. You don't hear like clank, clank, clank as he's walking up just. And he comes back up and says, looks like there's 4 of the big gnolls down there. They've got somebody bundled up. They keep shoving him face first into a big cistern, but I don't think they heard me.
Looks like there's 4 dead gnolls down there, Turgo. I think if we just charge down there, we can take them, right?
Well, you can't charge down a spiral staircase.
Well, not a capital C charge, but I meant we could just blast down there and
Make haste.
shock and awe.
Yeah. I have one fun tactic for you.
Okay, you're the person doing it next to me, so that's why
fine.
I'm asking.
You have a free hand, yeah?
I use a shield with my sword.
That's fine. You still have a free hand, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Mage, you have 2 free hands, yeah?
Well, except for all these the torches and oil I'm carrying, yes.
We're each carrying a severed head or 3 down. I'm giving them my version of an ultimatum. You don't have to speak no for them to get the message.
Anybody else want to negotiate?
Where did you learn how to negotiate?
Okay, all right. I'm dropping it as soon as combat starts, but okay.
Yes. Well, the point is we're going to throw them at their feet.
Abner has Leo and Nurm do so.
That's fine.
Actually,
it would soil Abner's robes.
We could all hold oil, and then our opening round could be 7 oil attacks.
And burn the kid?
Yeah, probably burn.
That's true. Never mind.
Okay,
all right.
so bring heads.
That. Yeah, it's the heads. We're gonna grab heads, and we're gonna shove
All right.
some gnolls.
Well, fortunately, there's a room very nearby with lots of gnolls that don't protest in the least when you spend a couple of rounds severing their heads. Let's see.
They don't need those heads anymore.
Yeah, no. I mean, they're gnoll heads. You got brains the size of a softball. So, yeah.
We're taking the load off their shoulders.
Exactly. And you're going down the stairs, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. Just wanted to make sure.
Is in the back.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
This is where the trap activates.
Let me just set something up real quick, guys.
Here's where there's the downside of like being 400 pounds because I'm a dwarf and carrying like all of the equipment.
Maybe we should just push you down though. You go like spiraling down and shoot out the bottom.
Yeah. I get terminal velocity, fine. I'd be like Thibbledorf Flint, just cover me in spikes and let me run at them.
Hey, I still like that first build I learned about. Get spiked armor and you just hug your opponent.
Give me a big hug.
That's Thibbledorf Flint.
Ooh, look at that.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Good. It came out perfectly. Okay,
Yeah.
so.
Well done, Bill.
I don't care what you say. That's purty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The reservation.
Let me tell you something. We are not sponsored by Dwarven Forge, but I'm going to say this: when they were doing resin dungeon pieces exclusively, their water features, I just can't say enough wonderful about them. I mean, if a dungeon ever merits it, I will break out the underground river, which knocks just this simple this simple cistern into a cocked hat. The underground river is it's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so you're coming down the stairs on the right hand side of the picture where my image is in the way, which I will put over here because it will conveniently block the laundry room portion of the Delver's Dungeon. And let's see. First of all, are you still sending Turgo first?
No, it's me and then Sir Outlier, I think.
Yep.
Okay. So it's a simple surprise roll. You are not surprised.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, there's 5.
God, what are you doing? Okay. Believe it or not, you have a segment of surprise on them. You may do what you will.
I'm going to move to the right, and I'm going to start hacking.
This one is holding the feebly struggling body of a young human male and shoving him forcefully up to his shoulders in the deep cistern in front of you. And he drags him out and says, I grow weary of this. For the last time, where'd you hide your treasure when we took your merchant cart?
Right here, and I stabbed that guy.
All right, so you're spending your surprise round moving into the room. I thought you guys were throwing the heads.
I'm throwing heads.
You're throwing heads. Corion, you've moved into the room.
Yes.
And you say right here. Okay, so it's your surprise segment is going to be spent covering that distance to stand next to him. Let me grab some miniatures if I didn't cover you guys up, which I actually think I did.
It happens.
He doesn't have a lot of hope for us in that fight. That's why.
Yeah, he's like, we won't need them.
This won't last more than one round.
Yeah.
With the way our rolls have been, maybe.
Yeah, either we'll kill them all immediately, or 10 minutes will pass and nothing will happen.
We will all sit and flail ineffectually.
All right, we're going to go back up the stairs. We'll take a 30-minute breather. You get a 30-minute breather. We'll try this again.
All right. When Turgo sees you move forward with your sword drawn towards the knoll, he says, well, screw this, and drops the head. For purposes of a full 2 segments of surprise, he can fire 4 arrows unanswered. You spend your one segment of your surprise, Lynx moving forward, and you may attack. The others having heads thrown at them. That cocked. So let me see here. Checking their morale. Oh, yeah, they're screaming. They just see heads start flying in. Arrows are flying in. Yeah, they're slamming into each other, running around. So go ahead and make your attack there.
Hit AC 5 for 6 damage.
Okay, AC 5, you say?
Yep.
Let's see.
Sometimes the best fight is the one you don't have to.
That will hit and that will kill. Turgo pots 4 arrows into the 2 large. There are 2 of the big, large gnolls in the room, and you just killed one of them who was not so large. Whoops. Lost my. Ooh, there we go. Thought for a frightening moment that I had shut the screen there. So dead. So shot. Okay, so there's 2 large ones and 2 extra large ones. So Turgo fires 2 arrows at each of the 2 extra large ones. I'm sorry, not Turgo. Yes, Turgo.
Turgo.
Let me see. That is 11. Does anybody know what level Thief Turgo is?
I think he's 4.
4.
4. Okay. All right. First
Can I
one.
use
This
the other
is
segment to move, by the way?
yes, absolutely.
I figured moving and throwing is kind of a thing you can do.
Yes, when you have this much surprise, absolutely. Okay, so Turgo hits 2 of 4 arrows and inflicts 8 points of damage on a large gnoll. Did Lynx attack and hit for? Oh, he killed one. That's right.
Yeah.
Leo and Nerm will follow Outlier. I'm assuming Outlier, you were rushing to kill a gnoll.
Yes, I don't. I can't do that this melee round. I don't think. Can I, DM?
You had effectively 2 segment or two actions available to you.
Okay,
So you can move with one and attack with another
that's fine.
if you wish.
Then one is going to have a very bad day. I hit AC 5.
Okay. Let's move you there.
21 damage.
And, holy shit! This was the boss fight, folks.
I rolled 3 5s.
Good God. Okay.
It's always how it goes, though. And then they
But now we won't hit for the
on the
we
way
won't
out.
hit for the rest of the hour. Nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean,
We'll
I only rolled a 12 on my die. Like, only 12 on my
Those
D20.
gauntlets. We got to take those gauntlets away from you.
Yeah. He's the first person to wear them that hasn't died quickly, so they must be force multiplier. It definitely
the real
was.
treasure is the gnolls we killed along the way. And John David, you're right. You hit it out of the park there. It's, oh man, you can go down such a rabbit hole with Dwarven Forge. It's also beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Their magma sets are cool.
Yeah. I got, well, you know what? I'm not, see, I almost got derailed talking about Dwarven Forge. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, I guess you guys are going to close and destroy in the next round.
I am going to pick up the boy and make sure he's not in a puddle of water. But other than that,
he's struggling to breathe and coughing. So you're spending. You basically, your next action is going to make sure that his mouth is clear and that he's not in a puddle of water. How about Outlier? You have
Murder.
2 gnolls.
Murder. I'll take the bigger of the 2 if possible.
Okay. He's far enough away that unless he moves to you, you will have to spend this round moving to him.
I'll kill the other one then.
Okay. Well, that's the case with both of them. They're on the other side.
Okay.
This room is about 40 feet on a side, and they're in the far corner. I know it's unfortunately a little difficult for you to see, and I apologize for that.
The bigger one then.
You'll move. Okay. All right.
No need to apologize. I'm the blind one, not you.
Well, no, I understand. I just, you get in a mode of, look right there it's right there on the table, and you're like, where?
My advice is, if you can, break out a like a 1/4-inch dowel rod. That would help a lot.
A pointer, yes.
The old classic.
Yeah, it's a lot clearer than a laser pointer.
The laser shows up great at the table, when I'm gaming here at home or at an event, but on camera, it barely shows up at all on camera. So, okay. So you're moving around to engage a gnoll. Lynx, you're making sure that the boy is not dying. Turgo is still kind of standing halfway up on the stairs, and he's Turgo's kind of like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, when he stands up, who wants some? What about Abner, Mark?
Abner will go to sort of take over the boy from Lynx, and Leo and Nerm will, I guess, cautiously go around to get the other gnoll that's not currently engaged.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll initiative then, and I think you guys just had the drop. We're just going to start back up with Lynx. Lord Corion, roll it, please.
4.
Good God. Okay, arrow shots come first. Ka-thunk, ka-thunk. From Turgo. Oh, that's a miss. And that's a miss. So, and let's see.
An Outlier's moving up.
I'm too busy flourishing my sword to hit anything.
Outlier closes the distance.
Wiggling the sword. I just see Outlier's attacks as something out of Joachim Meyer.
Okay, so you guys fired. Lynx, you moved up to melee after leaving the boy to Abner, correct?
Yes, if that can happen, yeah.
Yeah, that can absolutely happen. So you guys basically spent your rounds closing in on these two. They, let's see. They actually dropped their weapons. And they're like, oh, and they're like gesturing at the at the cistern in front of them. They're like,
what are they saying?
Yeah, somebody speaks null.
Yeah. Abner, they're saying, "Hey, oh, we didn't know the little human belonged to you. That if we give you our treasure that we're hiding in the pool, will you leave us alone?"
The treasure's hiding in the pool. Okay.
Yeah, the treasure's in the pool. We had the treasure. The boy wanted to see the treasure. Yeah, the boy wanted to see the treasure. We were showing him the treasure. We were trying to make sure he didn't slip and fall in.
So right, Abner relays the fact that they've just told us their treasure is in the pool. They're lying, and so do as you will.
I recommend we have them go get it. If it's in the pool.
Okay, they're like, all
right, yeah. I start pointing towards the pool. Get in and get us the treasure.
Okay, so they do doggy paddle.
But they're cats.
Yeah, no, they are hyenas.
Hyenas are in the cat family.
I don't care. Marlon.
Actually,
don't care.
Genus.
Okay, so these guys start bringing up bags of loot. Like they're struggling. Well, they're gnolls. They're fairly strong, but like the first bag, it takes both of them to haul it out. And it splits when it hits the floor, and you guys are ankle deep in shining Electrum coins. There are thousands of Electrum pieces.
Okay.
That's great. The only problem is it's Electrum, but that's still great.
It's half as good as gold.
We'll deal with that.
They bring up a large wooden cask that they're like, they're saying, "Oh, if it's gold you want, well, it's just right here in this big barrel." They heft up a big barrel that they say is full of gold.
All right.
And finally, they have an iron strong box that they just quickly haul up at the end of a chain.
Excellent.
And they're like, they shake, just naturally shake when they get out of the water. So you guys are. Imagine if Larry Bird or Shaquille O'Neal was dressed like a Wookiee and could shake like a Labrador Retriever coming out of the swimming pool. That's what you guys get. You're just like
save versus grime.
Could you have like you could see a very, very annoyed, like just frowning dwarf that's just wet beard. Nothing but wet, like 2/3 wet beard.
That's a lot of treasure. Thank you. Thank you, our Knoll friends.
Yeah.
I have two reservations for these gnolls.
Yeah. Well, they can't hear us or understand.
Well, no.
us.
If the mage will translate. Open the box.
Oh.
Open the box.
Yeah.
Open the barrel. That's number one. Number two, I want them both to jump. Just stand there and bounce. You'll see why.
okay.
So
I'll Abner will start like, oh, open up that barrel in that box for us, thanks.
They pull the top off the barrel. At least the top of it, as deep as you can see, which is a couple layers of coins, is gold. And the one with the box, he sort of turns it over in his hands, and he points at the keyhole.
That key, does it fit this keyhole?
It does not.
Okay.
Means we gotta go.
Also, my Gnollish friends, my Dwarvish friend here suggests that you jump just up and down a few times. Thanks.
Okay, they jump up and down a few times and then stop.
Do they jingle?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, they've got harness and scabbard and stuff like that. So it's clank, 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 clank.
Tell them we think we might want to let them go, but they need to strip right now.
Yeah. You walk out,
right.
but you walk out naked.
You are very quickly treated to the sight of naked gnolls, which, to be fair, they're hairy and wet, so it's not much worse than, a a bear.
Chewbacca is technically naked in Star Wars, so
Yeah.
He wears one for
Food for thought, kids. He wears a bandolier.
Yeah.
you can keep your bandoliers.
ShavedWookie.com. Don't visit that.
So,
Oh god.
so I just as an aside, are we letting them go?
I will hand them each a severed head and pass them on the way.
I'm fine with letting naked gnolls go to spread our legend of how badass we are.
Abner tells them to get as far away from this place again, as far away from this place as they can, and never come back.
Okay. You suspect they're going to be taking you up on that. Meanwhile, Turgo
kills them.
I didn't say anything about it. Slice. No, meanwhile, Turgo has taken out his tools and set about to fiddling with the lock on the small strongbox. So let's see. First of all, he checks it for traps and is 100% sure that he knows about the poisoned needle in the lock.
Ooh.
He found a trap. First time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Without one of us doing it.
Doomsword, if you're watching this, your dice are on fire. You have moved silently twice. You have found a secret door. You have successfully found and disarmed a trap. Or as we call it in AD&D, fart, find and remove traps. But can you open the lock? Can you pick the lock? Will the dice successfully?
And for a super chat, you can turn this lockbox into a mimic right now.
When you put the mimic in the
anybody sitting out there with any spare cash burning a hole in your PayPal account and you want to see something hilarious, just private message me and then super chat and we'll talk. Let's see. Minimum fees for assassination. Nope, that's the wrong table. He sneaks up on the chest. Ha! Let's see. Open locks.
When I was 7, I wanted my first AD&D character to be an assassin so bad. My dad wouldn't let me.
Yeah,
right choice.
Guys, I'm not making this up. I just rolled an 07 to pick locks. Turgo's not even, he's like, so y'all think they're going to cause us any problems? Oh, that's got it. There you go.
You're amazing when you work, Turgo. Some days.
Yeah, well, some days you get the bear and someday the bear gets you. Inside the strong box, you see 11 gems glitter wetly because the strong box isn't waterproof. There are 2 gorgeous pieces of jewelry and 3 small crystal vials about the size of a fist.
So 3 potions.
Possibly. So there you go. He says, well, it's going to take me a little while to figure out how much all this is worth. And he kind of runs his fingers through it.
We have a magical sort of bean counting. That's fine.
That's true.
That is true.
Would be happy to use that sword right now, but I bet the DM needs to add up some stuff so you can tell me
That's
afterwards.
Yeah, I have extensive notes here, which we're not, but you are now the proud owners of 6,000 electrum, 3,000 gold pieces, 11 gems, 2 pieces of jewelry, and 3 potions. So yes,
See, that is experience points.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys just carved your way through 20 or 30 gnolls. So you get the XP for fighting them on top of whatever you'll draw from this.
So good news, you two, by the way. Chances are I'm probably going to level from at least some of this. So if we do want to go back, and I can take some money, as in like I need all of the money ever because I'm broke. No, like literally, my character has 0 funds.
I think levels come out of the group expense before we divide up treasures, so that makes sense.
You can have another level of, I think another level of cleric, actually.
That's very useful. I think we should collect this, get the hirelings to help carry this stuff up. We have sacks, because it sounded like some sacks the electrum pieces were in broke, and get the kid out as well. Reunite the people.
Yeah,
and then we can figure out what to do, because I think maybe going back to the city at the moment is a good idea.
we got a lot of choices to make. Yeah,
Abner kind of wants to figure out who might have claim to this building, because Outlier's idea is a good one. We might want to take this as at least maybe not renovate it, but at least it's maybe a semi-safe location we can retreat to periodically.
I mean, if we really think about it, we could leave all this treasure here and lock this place up.
No.
Oh.
You kicked in the door.
Far be it from me, the dungeon master, to put my my opinion in, but you could do that.
Yeah. But you literally kicked in the door. So there's no, you could lock the door, but the door is off its hinges.
Useless. All right.
Had to come
Outlier
open
kicked in the door.
Had to come open somehow.
My notes say Lynx kicks in the door. It's right there. Lynx kicks in door.
All right.
Abner remembers.
Well, anyway, yeah. Let's go try and take the boy back to the girl.
I do think we should.
Are they the last two people that we met in the tavern of that merchant caravan?
Yeah.
I do think we should give them like 200 electrum for their trouble, though.
Well, I think they're going to come back if we go back to the city. Like, actually, Abner, we have to go back to the city because we can't leave these two here.
That's actually true. Yeah,
we have to bring them back to at least the tavern, the inn, to be safe.
Yeah.
So we need to at least escort them to someplace like the Last Chance Inn, and make sure that they've got money there to join a little bit of money to join a new caravan or whatever they need. But so yeah, get out of this well and go to that other house and start packing the cart. Although we'll probably stay the night here, right?
Oh yeah, let's stay the night here. Yeah.
One other question: if we're sort of a little outside of, we're outside of combat time, as it were.
Yes.
There was another building on the grounds here, like a. I think because I saw it on when you laid out all the dwarven forge. I'm not sure if that was really there or it was just sort of off to the side.
I think, hang on a second. Let me see something here. That is the wrong screen. I cannot drag stuff around. Are you talking about the gray ruined building in the upper right corner there?
Yeah.
Or upper left corner there? You're right, maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
That is little more than a few stone walls with the top open to the sky.
Okay. I should just at least take a look at it, see what is there. And
there's trees growing up through it.
It's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
But magicians need towers. Abner's tower.
It's not much of a tower.
Yet. It's a good foundation.
Boom. It collapses on itself. No, it's destroyed now. It's completely gone.
But yeah, reunite the brother and sister, or at least that's what they claim.
Yeah, you get him out there, and she's like, "This is my brother." She does not say that. She is overwhelmed with emotion that he's alive. She was sure that he had been slain by the gnolls, and there is much rejoicing.
Nearly so.
So Abner wants to get the story. They were in a caravan 7 days ago that was waylaid by gnolls and brought here.
That is correct.
Where's the caravan? What happened to the rest of them? Are they all dead now?
We were a small group of we were a small group of traders, just myself, my brother, a few guards, and a few other merchants. The guards were slain because they gave their lives defending us. The merchants and the guards' bodies were taken away by a larger group of gnolls. To be honest, I don't remember much. They beat us unconscious fairly quickly.
Thank you for the information. So
I don't know what direction they took them.
Sorry, what
we
was that?
shouldn't stay here too long in case those come back. And when we do come back here, we need to do it cautiously.
Yeah, no, I think we gotta stay unless we can make it to the inn. Like,
No, I'm suggesting we stay overnight.
oh, okay, yeah.
But
Let's
no
stay
more than
overnight,
that.
then
No more
let's
than that.
leave. Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Stay
we'll
overnight,
head-
but with guards rotation,
Mhm.
because I'm worried that there are gnolls that may come back.
and then let's not go back to the inn. I hate to say it. Let's go back to Greyhawk. It's probably for the best.
Is the inn on the way to Greyhawk?
Yes.
Here? Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we'll go past it.
Let's go to the inn, and then we can figure out from there.
And two people whose names haven't been given yet. Girl, boy.
Peasant
Oh.
1 and Peasant 2.
Peasant 1, Peasant 2.
Elaine and Thomas.
Elaine and Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
We will escort you back. We believe we're going to go back to the Greyhawk City. You can come with us that whole way, or we're going to be passing the last chance in if you want to be dropped off there.
If we'll have to recover somehow. They took everything from us.
Yep.
I suppose back to the city of Greyhawk, if that's where you're going.
I mean, unless you're looking for employment in this company.
Yeah.
I don't know what use we would be. I know a few.
You can keep camp.
I know a few small magical cantrips. My brother knows which end of a sword to grasp, but after that, I fear we would just get in your way. You slew easily 100 gnolls and recovered all of our treasure and whatever else they'd stolen.
Yeah, we did slay over 100.
Lynx and Sir Outlier did help me in that. Yes.
I
It
still
100 each. Yeah.
I still stand by what I said before.
Yeah.
Which was?
We need to give them back their treasure.
Not give them not at least.
No. We need to give them money and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't think this is their treasure. I think this is the accumulation of gnoll treasure.
It is. They just said so. But actually, it's a good point. It could be something, if you were interested, not to go toe to toe in adventuring with us, but it is often useful to have someone guarding the cart, guarding home base, keeping the
what is Abner's what is Abner's charisma? Yeah.
Charisma. His charisma is a 16. That's nope. 14.
Oh, still better than
14.
me.
Plus 10 reaction.
Okay. Let's roll for hit. He seems very inclined towards that. Let me because they're individuals.
It comes with 100 Electrum piece bonus.
I'm negotiating the contract.
Oh.
Sure.
You had the right
Think
idea,
you
though.
should
I was
hand it
thinking
over.
of giving them each 100 and leaving them on their way.
They're so you don't require us to be armsmen for you. This is Thomas speaking now. You don't.
Unless
I mean,
the camp were attacked, but
Yeah, Thomas, you could probably hold a sword to guard the camp, to guard our cart. That's all I would require.
as you can see, some of our hirelings occasionally get hurt. We
Yeah.
just can't leave them on their own either. So
Can he load a crossbow?
And Stuart, my valet, needs to be guarded.
He in response to Outlier, he says, "Sir, I apologize, good dwarf. I have no skill with a contraption such as that.
You can't crank it.
but
You could train.
we owe you our lives.
Obi-Wan.
My sister and I owe you our lives, and if you will take us in service as some form of repayment for it, then yes, we will accompany you.
Okay.
We'll
No
travel-
treasure seekers, but
Welcome aboard to the unnamed party.
Welcome aboard. We'll travel back to Castle Greyhawk. To City of Greyhawk. We'll ask you again when we get there if you wish to stay with us, and if you do, thank you very much. You'll be rewarded well for your work.
okay. So are you still staying in one of the less ruined outbuildings?
Yes.
Mhm.
Or,
For
okay.
the night, yeah.
You discover fairly quickly. Yeah, Elaine is as good as her word. She does know a couple of cantrips.
Fancy.
Yeah. When the sun is down and it starts to get dark, I'm sorry, who is your fallen woman
Hilda.
at arms? Hilda. Yeah. She mutters light without heat, and a blue sphere basically appears in her hand, and she's Hilda is kind of half awake. She took quite a serious blow, and she's helping tend to Hilda's injuries. So she, at the very least, has a minor cantrip here or there memorized. And with all of you in like a 15 by 15 outbuilding, it's more like 20 by 20. So it's pleasantly cozy. Do you get a fire going in the little fireplace in the cottage?
Only if we need
I
to.
suppose.
Okay.
I need to after that fight.
Yeah, that is, and Thomas is able to, he knows enough bushcraft to know that, like, the right kind of stuff to burn that it'll produce very little visible smoke.
I will teach him how to clean and oil my plate mail.
Okay. Like he said, he feels like he owes you his lives, so he's more than happy to help you tend to that.
Let me know if he threatens you with a pickaxe handle. Otherwise, good job.
No, it goes something like, no, not that way. I've been doing this for 60 years.
Okay.
You don't get to touch that piece yet.
You got to earn your right to the pauldron.
Only the Sabatons first.
Okay. So yeah, he does a reasonable job of Prima Victoria on loot if you ask him to. Little joke for the music set in the audience there. Can't play it. We'll get shut down by YouTube. But anyway, so there is the question though. She's not like, so about our money. But she does, as you're looking at this massive haul of treasures, she says, that was far more than we carried. Between Thomas and myself, we had a mere 400 gold pieces. They must have plundered and despoiled many. I cannot help but think of how much blood must be on this.
And that's why we slay gnolls.
Well,
if you say that you had 400, I suppose 400 of this is yours. So I will count it out.
Okay.
I say give them each 100 electrum now. If they want to continue service.
They said 400. Lynx is counting out 400 unless somebody stops them.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Abner's fine with it.
All right.
No use making somebody mad for
Well, my point was if they want to be
winning
in our
the lottery.
yeah. Well, if they want to be in our service, the point was they can get that 400 in installments.
No, I'd say give them their money back if they choose to be with us after we get to the city. Great. If not, they go on their way.
Mhm.
That's fair.
All right.
And if they go on their way with all their money, they might still be friends to us
Exactly.
later.
Oh boy, we get a stable boy and
They might become good. They might become the beginnings of merchants.
They might
clearly
they,
a level
they might
0.
level.
Yeah, that's clearly a level 0 ranger and cleric or something.
Yeah, you bump into them like 2 years of live streams down the line. She's a ninth level magic user. He's like a bard, like an AD&D bard.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone in the audience, for participating and watching us play tonight. And your comments were all awesome and wonderful. We appreciate it as always. Thank you to my players. Doomsword, sorry you couldn't make it, bud. You were here in spirit. And these dice, these percentage dice, they were spot on. You were finding stuff and moving silently and disarming traps and picking locks like nobody's business.
He
So
was moving so silently, we didn't hear him this session.
I know, right? A cloak and boots of elven kind combined. So again, if you just happen to stop by, whether you came in over from Reddit or you saw it on Twitter, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button and clicking that bell icon for notifications. I am Bill Sylvie, the Dungeon Delver. I'll be back tomorrow night with my Australian co-host Kyle Schuant, where we're going to shoot the breeze about whatever comes up. But interesting stuff is going to happen on Wednesday nights. We're going to change it up a little bit on Wednesday nights. Thursday night, I'll be back and we'll cover some more Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth and its follow-on module and the DLC for it. Yes, DLC before DLC. You heard me right. And then Friday night, we'll be back. Who knows what we'll talk about Friday night, but later Friday night, starting at 9:30, we'll be playing Gamma World First Edition. We'll irradiate some folks and see what comes out the other end. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to our players. Had a lot of fun. Peace, everybody.
Have a great night.